Hello, you guys. All right, so we are going into our last umbrella, which is going to be freezes. But under that same umbrella, I'm kind of going to go into like power moves as well. So there's going to be a few kind of like tricks and stuff in this little umbrella that we can kind of, it's not top rock, it's not footwork, it's just cool stuff. So that's going to be what this umbrella is. So there's going to be a few here. The first one we're going to learn today are freezes. So we have two different types of freezes that we're going to learn. We're going to learn how to baby freeze, so it's going to be really assisted, and then we're going to learn how to freeze, which is a shoulder stand, okay? And that one's more ab work, but just know that everything we have is kind of supported. It's just flexibility and muscle control, okay? So, first one we're going to learn how to do is a baby freeze. This one does require some flexibility, so keep that in mind when you practice this, okay? I recommend having a carpet. I'm going to grab mine real quick. Or a jacket. Okay, you can also have a jacket with you, something soft to just lay your head on, really. Just make sure you don't slip. Okay, so I'm gonna place that scared me. I'm gonna place this to my side for now. I'm gonna show you on my strong side, but I can also switch it over to the other direction, so I will be showing both sides. First thing we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna start down on one knee, and one knee is up, right? So for me, this is technically my right leg, but because you're watching this is your left leg. I'm gonna take my elbow and my knee, and I'm gonna attach myself here. So again, I'm crossing over. Again, this one does have flexibility. I'm then gonna take my other elbow, and I'm gonna glue it to my bottom, okay? I'm gonna create a tripod, like what my iPod, oh my God, what my iPad is on, right? You guys see cameras on tripods, there's 3 points holding it up. That's what we're doing. Here's point 1, here's point 2. The third point is gonna be our head, okay? So I'm gonna place my hands down, right? I'm gonna bend them just a little bit so my head's on the floor. And when I do that, you can see that my arms create a table. Make sure their elbows are not out, but your elbows are gonna be in, right? And so when I go down, I'm creating this table that's like this. See how my arms are gonna be nice and straight? Don't let them bow out. Keep them tucked into your body, right? So they look like this when I'm on the floor. I'm gonna rest my knee and my bottom there, okay? So I'm just gonna show this slightly at an angle so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm picking myself up, bending, so I'm creating a table, and this is why I said keep something soft. I'm extending that left leg, putting my head down, and now my feet are off the ground, okay? It's all about stability in those elbows, okay? Now, if you notice when I bend my elbows, there's a big gap right here, right? Don't put your bottom in that. There's nothing for your bottom to hold onto, right? You're just putting it on the floor. You want to rest your bottom on this elbow, right? Like a little table. Then your knee, bring it down, and then you can lift up that foot. And then you can do little poses. I'm going to show it on the other side just in case that's not your strong side. So, again, let me turn a little bit sideways here. I have one knee up, one knee down. My elbow to my bottom, elbow to your knee. This is what's happening. Don't let your bottom come here and shift over, because then you're just putting it through a hole and you're going to fall through, right? So keeping a nice table here. Putting my hands down first, lifting myself up, resting on these elbows, lowering myself down, and lifting those feet up. Ooh, I haven't done this side in for a while. And you can bring it down. Okay, so one more time I'll show on that side. You're gonna bring your elbow elbow, floor. Bring that head down, and I'm on the side of my head. I'm not a unicorn, so I'm not gonna put my head flat down, right? Because you wanna be able to go like to the camera. Ha. And that's it. And that's how you do a baby freeze. All right, dancers, we're now moving on to our shoulder stand, and we are keeping that idea of a tripod. So we are going to be, the 3 points we are using are going to be our shoulder, our hand, and our head. Okay, so with the baby freeze, we have 2 hands and a head, right? So this one, because it's a shoulder stand, we're gonna be using our shoulder. Again, make sure you have something soft to help you out, whether that's carpet at your house, a blanket, or if you're here at school, one of my little carpets as well, okay? You mainly need it just for your shoulder. So, I'm gonna be showing this at an angle. We're going to be creating our 3 points. So we are gonna be laying down on the floor. So your shoulder and your head. That's 1 and 2. I have this arm kind of folded under. You know how, like, when you lay down, there's that little gap right there? That's where your elbow's tucked in, right? My hand is face up. You're not gonna do anything with it anyways. It's just in the way, kind of, right? So when we're here, we're gonna place our 3rd point, our hand right in front of our face. Hold on, let me turn. Okay, right in front of our face, right here. And so what I'm gonna do now is my feet are just on the floor. I'm gonna tuck my toes, and my goal is to get my bottom over my head, right? Because this is where my tripod is. This is where I'm most stable. So when I can get my hips and my bottom on top of my head, then I'm gonna be more stable. This one requires more abdominal muscles, so just beware when you try to do it. You're gonna probably wanna roll backwards. Make sure you tuck and roll, right? You're gonna tuck and round your back so that you don't flop and hit the floor. So again, my 3 points, tripod. I'm gonna walk my feet up, and I'm gonna put my bottom on top of my head. Almost like a headstand, right? Then I'm gonna keep going until I'm straight up. See, I told you you're gonna wanna roll. I shouldn't have worn pigtails with this. Let's try that one more time. So again, shoulder on the floor, head on the floor. Hand on the floor. Walk the feet up, get that bottom up. And lift them. There you go. You got yourself a shoulder stand. And absolutely, you can do it on the other side. So let's switch it. Figure out which side is your strong side. I don't want to hear you can't do it. I want to see you try. I want to see you try. Because I promise you, it's a little bit easier than you think. This one's probably a little bit more fun than the other one, but the other one's just as cool too. Okay? So, laying down, head, shoulder, knees and toes. Hand comes across. Walking my bottom up over my head. I have to adjust my head here. And we start to balance. Got it. And there you guys go. That's how you do a shoulder stand.